Hi everyone, sci-fi lovers pulling you into a cosmic saga that defies the end of existence. Imagine a guardian in the endless void of space, discovering a power that grants boundless years, a gift that turns one life into an eternal odyssey of stars and secrets. This is the story of the guardian who lived boundless years, a voyage of astonishment, solitude, and the endless quest for meaning. Welcome to Ithrixal Cosmic, where we craft tales of bravery and marvel in the cosmos. If you're new here, please join our community by subscribing. It means the cosmos to me. Let's embark on this stellar voyage together. The spark of boundless existence, his name was Captain Thorne Elys, a cosmic guardian in his early 30s patrolling the outer fringes of the galaxy in 2205. Thorne was the type of explorer who saw the void as a canvas of possibility, scanning distant nebulae, mapping uncharted asteroid fields, and safeguarding distant colonies from cosmic hazards. He grew up on a drifting outpost near Saturn's rings, where the swirling gases sparked his fascination with the universe's vastness. His parents, fellow explorers, taught him the value of perseverance, filling his young mind with stories of distant worlds. As an adult, Thorne became a renowned sentinel in the Galactic Patrol, his missions taking him to the galaxy's edges, where light from stars took eons to reach. I can envision him in the cockpit of his vessel, the Eternal Drift, his eyes scanning holographic displays for anomalies, his uniform crisp against the backdrop of twinkling lights. One routine patrol while navigating a dense asteroid cluster beyond the heliopause, he detected a faint glow from a peculiar artifact, a crystalline structure floating in isolation, its surface pulsing with an inner radiance. The artifact was ancient, perhaps from a long-lost civilization, its form elegant and enigmatic, drawing him closer with an invisible force. The spark ignited when Thorne's scanner locked onto the crystal. As he approached in his shuttle, the structure responded, enveloping him in a soft luminescence. Time seemed to stretch, and in that instant, he felt a surge, a renewal of vitality that washed through his body, mending fatigue from years of service. The artifact had granted him boundless existence, his cells regenerating endlessly, aging halted in its tracks. The discovery was subtle at first, a tingle in his veins, but as he returned to the Eternal Drift, he realized wounds from a recent asteroid scrape had vanished without trace. His heart raced with astonishment, the crystal's gift a mystery that promised endless horizons. Thorne's arc began there, from a finite guardian to an eternal wanderer, his mind filled with questions about this newfound state. The artifact's glow lingered in his memory, its energy a constant hum within him, urging him to explore further. Thorne tested the limits, pushing his body through rigorous drills, finding no exhaustion, no wear. The spark grew, his existence now a canvas for infinite adventures, his spirit soaring with the potential to witness the galaxy's evolution. The discovery unfolded in waves, each wave a revelation, his life shifting from ordinary patrols to an extraordinary odyssey. The spark was a whisper from the cosmos, inviting him to embrace eternity. Thorne's curiosity blossomed, his logs now filled with reflections on this gift, his vessel a home for boundless thoughts. The power was gentle, a tool for endurance, his arc a path of eternal mastery. The discovery was a turning point, existence's rules now rewritten for him alone. As the eons continued, wisdom grew, the guardian learning to navigate eternity's flow with precision. Thorne shaped his voyages with newfound insight, his vessel carrying him to ancient ruins on forgotten worlds. I can almost feel the concentration on his face as he deciphered alien inscriptions. Civilizations long gone revealing their knowledge, the growth unfolded in small ways, guiding lost explorers back to safety, sharing maps with colonies. Thorne resisted isolation, forming bonds with beings across the galaxy, his state allowing endless patience. The growth was a lesson in stewardship, the gift a bridge to aiding others. It expanded his interactions, using his existence to foster alliances between distant systems. The growth was profound, the eons a pathway to mastery. The wisdom built, the gift's potential opening new horizons. The growth inspired Thorne, his heart filled with confidence. In the shared moments, Thorne found meaning. The wisdom led to questions about his own origin. The growth was a bloom, Thorne's ability expanding with each eon. The wisdom was a gentle wave, guiding him through the stars. The growth led Thorne to create archives, records of galactic history, preserved for future seekers. The Guardian's empathy extended, the power a tool for kindness. The growth was a tapestry, each thread a mastered skill. The wisdom was a light, illuminating his path to greater deeds. The growth unfolded in daily routines, Thorne using the power to explore with ease. The wisdom built bridges, his connections deepening with each act. The growth was immersive, Thorne's core pulsing with new confidence. The eons a symphony of mastery. The growth inspired Thorne to seek knowledge, studying cosmic phenomena, the power a motivator for self-improvement. The Guardians' interactions became more nuanced, the pull a signal to respond with care. The growth was a journey, each eon a step forward, Thorne's world expanding with the star's light. Thorne's first eons were tentative explorations of his new state, moments where he ventured deeper into the galaxy, his vessel carrying him to uncharted sectors. He glided through nebulae that shimmered like veils of silk, his body unweary after days without rest. I can imagine his amazement as he watched a star's birth. The gases coalescing into a fiery orb, his existence allowing him to observe without haste. The eons deepened his bond with the cosmos, permitting him to map forgotten systems, discover planets with oceans of liquid diamond and skies of perpetual aurora. His companions back at the patrol noticed his unchanged appearance over communications, but he kept the secret, fearing misunderstanding. The eons brought challenges, the solitude of outliving colleagues, the yearning to share his gift. Thorne practiced restraint, using his state to aid distant colonies, delivering supplies through hazardous routes without fatigue. The challenge was emotional, the burden of witnessing change while remaining constant. Thorne reflected on the gift, his eons a tool for service, each one a lesson in humility. He experimented with boundaries, pushing his form through extreme environments, finding no limit to his regeneration. With each eon, Thorne's wisdom grew, the gift building toward greater insights. His spirit filled with the galaxy's vastness. He expanded voyages, charting black hole peripheries, each vista a revelation. The eons were filled with the hush of space. Thorne's thoughts the only company in the immense openness. The first eons were a gift of perspective. Thorne's spirit elevated with newfound depth. In the quiet, Thorne contemplated his origin, the eons a mirror to his evolving self. He tested boundaries, simulating scenarios to better comprehend his state. The eons became a language, Thorne's way to connect with the stars. The first eons were a bloom of exploration, the Guardian's heart awakening to infinity. The cosmic winds became his playground, Thorne sailing through them, the stars light a symphony around him. The eons were a secret he cherished, the power a friend in his solitude. The eons unfolded in layers, each layer a disclosure of his potential. The challenge was a gentle teacher, showing the value of patience. The eons inspired him to dream bigger, his arc shifting to one of purpose. The first eons were a gateway, opening doors to the galaxy's embrace. The depth of solitude revealed itself, the power growing into a full spectrum of influence, the burden weighing on Thorne's conscience. The depth led to self-discovery, Thorne using the power for introspection, finding answers in the quiet. The depth was a mirror, reflecting his inner world. It expanded the power to creative pursuits, shaping gravity into art forms. The emotional waves were profound, the power a sanctuary for thought. The depth inspired growth, Thorne emerging wiser. In the solitude, he found connection to the world. The depth opened doors to philosophical inquiries. The abilities became a tapestry, Thorne's existence enriched. The depth was a journey within, the power a guide to the soul. The feeling's depth was a bloom of understanding. The depth led Thorne to question his purpose, the power a catalyst for philosophical exploration that deepened his bonds. The Guardian's abilities expanded, the depth a sea of possibility, waves of influence crashing in harmony. The depth was immersive, Thorne's core pulsing with new layers, the power a current carrying him forward. The emotional spectrum unfolded, joy mingling with responsibility, each shade a lesson. The depth inspired Thorne to create a journal of experiences, documenting each use, the reflections a tool for growth. The solitude became a sanctuary, the connection to the world a light in the quiet. The depth opened philosophical doors, Thorne pondering existence, the power a key to unlocking meaning. The tapestry of abilities wove richer, Thorne's path illuminated. The depth was a journey within, the power guiding Thorne to the core of his being. The bloom a revelation. The depth was a gentle unfolding, Thorne's soul expanding with each layer revealed. The depth brought questions of ethics, the power's use a constant consideration. The Guardian's growth was profound, the depth the ocean of insight. The depth was a canvas, Thorne painting his arc with careful strokes. The depth was a symphony, each note a layer of understanding. The shared wonders, a moment of ultimate connection, promised understanding. Thorne using his power to comfort others in their twilight days, his presence a balm for their souls. The twilight days were filled with gratitude, the wonders, a bond eternal. The shared wonders inspired a life of purpose for Thorne, becoming a companion for many. His fulfillment. The connection sparked a new chapter for Thorne. The wonders became a legacy of connection. The resolution transformed Thorne. The shared wonders opened doors to new relationships. Thorne's heart full. The twilight days were gentle. The shared wonders were a bridge. Bond a testament to connection that transcended form. The resolution was a bloom of peace. The twilight days a chapter of shared warmth. The shared wonders were a symphony. The twilight days unfolded with tenderness, his presence a constant, the wonders a gentle thread binding them. The shared wonders inspired Thorne to extend empathy beyond. The resolution was transformative. Thorne. The shared wonders opened new horizons. Thorne. The wonders became a legacy, the connection eternal in memory. The twilight days were a canvas of comfort, his empathy the brush. The fulfillment a beautiful close. Thorne. The resolution a dawn. The shared wonders were doors to relationships. Thorne. The emotions. Thorne. The legacy of connection lived on. The shared wonders were a light. The resolution was a wave of fulfillment. The shared wonders were a tapestry of empathy, his art complete. The connection enduring. Thorne's legacy endured. The guardian who lived boundless years, a symbol of wisdom's power, inspiring dreamers and innovators alike. Years later, his vessel became a museum artifact, his journals published as bestsellers, fostering a renaissance in cosmic studies. The legacy grew, with festivals celebrating eternity's mysteries, where people shared stories of their own leaps of imagination. The legacy was one of inspiration, reminding us that existence is a river we all navigate. His story became legend, inspiring explorers to seek the unknown. The legacy wove through history, a thread of marvel that connected past, present, and future. The festivals included demonstrations of his power, workshops on science, his story a beacon for curiosity. Thorne reflected on his legacy, seeing it in every student who questioned eternity's laws. The impact extended to policy, with grants for scientific research inspired by his journey. The legacy unfolded in waves. Thorne's story, a wave that rippled through generations. The story transformed views on science, people embracing physics with new eyes. The legacy was a beacon, guiding to appreciate eternity's beauty. New generations pondered eternity, its mysteries, finding answers in his tale. The ability's echo lived on, a symbol of possibility. The legacy was a symphony of innovation, each one celebrated. The legacy extended to art and education, paintings and curricula evoking his flights. The legacy was a river of influence, flowing through generations. The festivals evolved, incorporating technology to simulate flights, the legacy alive. Thorne. Sark inspired a world of wonder, his story eternal. The grants funded new quests, his journey a catalyst. The waves touched every corner, the story a tide of inspiration. The transformation was gentle, views on science shifting to appreciation. The beacon guided dreamers, the legacy a call to venture. New generations found inspiration, their questions echoing his. The ability's echo was a whisper of possibility, living on in museums. The symphony played in every lesson, his flight celebrated. The extension to art was beautiful, education enriched by his tale. The river flowed endlessly, carrying his influence. The festivals included interactive exhibits, the legacy interactive and alive. Thorne's arc was complete, his story eternal. The legacy inspired a world of innovators, the Guardian's tale a cornerstone. The impact reached galactic, with programs promoting scientific education. The legacy was a light illuminating paths to the unknown. The festivals drew crowds, their reenactments vivid reminders of his voyages. Thorne's reflections were shared widely, his arc a lesson in vision. The grants funded new research, his journey a catalyst for progress. The legacy was a garden, blooming with ideas inspired by his quest. And that's the story of Captain Thorne Elys, the guardian who lived boundless years. It's a reminder that curiosity can unlock eternity. This is a work of sci-fi. Living infinite life is fictional, so let's embrace the dream. If you could live boundless years, what would you explore? And how would you use that gift? Share your thoughts below. I cherish your ideas. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep dreaming vast, for the galaxy holds infinite horizons.